95, that version. So ever since then, I've been wrapped and hooked.
People who are my age, we haven't had the internet around all our lives, but you look at little kids nowadays and they've had it, I mean, since they were able, since they were able to even move a mouse.
So I haven't stopped since. Right when it came out, that's when I bought my first computer. So I was that anxious. I don't play games.
I read.
I do a lot of research. I do a lot of film stuff with special effects.
As far as even in younger children, I think that it's really, those are the ones that are being impacted the most deeply by internet use.
I believe that it's very important for us to have deep thinking.
I think it's equally important to be able to process information quickly and to think deeply.
Also, that we can consciously and deliberately allow time for other ways of learning so that that deep thinking can be challenged and can be developed.
I think that it's really making a big impact on the way younger children are able to learn.
As we create curriculum for youth, that we can allow them to use the internet because it is a good medium.
What we found out in class was that the students who were using the internet had about half as many words as students who were not on the internet, and they had many, many more typos. And I think that the students who chose to use the internet, maybe just they were major internet users anyway, so their concentration wasn't quite as deep to begin with.
I think that is good information for educators, and people who work with young adults.
During our group activities, when I was a group leader, I did have the 3 students that I was working with. And, the one I know was a very big internet user and game player, and his performance was actually very good. I was very impressed with it. So that would sort of work against the theory that the internet somehow impedes deep thought. I had another student, I don't know what his internet use was, but he was just horrible. There's no real nice way to say it. He could not focus on anything. The work that he did was not quality whatsoever. And I would wonder actually if he was a major internet user or if maybe he had no work ethic to begin with. My 5-year-old daughter, she loves using the internet. PBS Kids is her favorite website, and she also loves to read a lot. And I have been restricting her internet and TV time more. I like using the PBS Kids website because it is educational. They do teach her, but at the same time, it's still, like the book that Shallows said, it's still this just distracted clicking from one thing to another without the deep focus. A lot of the kids who are diagnosed with ADD nowadays are simply just too into the internet. Like, it's affected them too much, and instead of addressing their internet use, they're just putting them on Adderall and making the problem worse. So I think that it's definitely impacted both me and, more importantly, younger children. I read, if I'm going to open up a news article, I read the whole page of the news article before I start clicking on any other links. I don't open anything that I can't at least dedicate 1 page worth of time to.
I do a lot of comparing and studying other artists' work along with my own. So I do that constantly.
I try to actually focus on what I'm reading instead of focusing on, the ads or the other links that are outside of it.
A lot of writing, so I'm constantly writing scripts.
And I have been reading a lot more. I definitely don't want to lose my ability to think deeply. It's very important to me to hold on to that. Well, I'd be on a news site and I would just click, open up a bunch of tabs and read through them really quickly, and I don't do that anymore.